Hey, what's going on, guys? A lot of people are asking me, why do I look thinner? Why do I not look as muscular as I did a year and a half ago? And I've pretty much been talking about it on this channel. My priorities changed. But I want to make you understand why my priorities changed. Now, first, let me say this. I don't have any problem with the pursuit of getting strong or building muscle mass. I think it's an amazing thing that people do when they can actually grasp control of their own bodies and actually turn into something that they want to become. That's what made me fall in love with bodybuilding and powerlifting in the first place. But after a while, it got old for me. And I'll explain why. First things first, I think what all of us have to understand as young men, because primarily I'm going to be speaking to young men here, or even women who may have this quest to get stronger or more muscular. I think all of us in many ways have to live out what's called our archetype. Now, if you listen to Elliot Hulse, he talks about different types of archetypes, the warrior, the magician. There's a few of them up here too. I'm looking at a Jungian psychology website. Where are we at here? There's the warrior, there's the magician, there's the king, and there's the lover, right? The king, the warrior, the magician, and the lover. And the theory goes that in order for us to be happy as men, we have to live out one of those archetypes. And there's a lot of you out there who are living that out, and I think it's important that we do that because we live in such a safe society now. You want something to battle against. You want some sort of journey to go on. You want some sort of wisdom to gain from these things that you do with your life, and you need to be doing these things in order to be happy, in order to be fulfilled, in order to live out your life in the way that your subconscious thinks you should be living it, right? But for me, one of the things I realized was that I was never actually questioning the path I was on, right? And it was important to me to try to do everything I could to prove myself as a man, because I never had a dad growing up. I never had any male figure in my life teaching me what I should be doing. And so in my youth, I did a lot of different things. Like, I joined the military, which I think was awesome. It was one of the best experiences of my life, and I wouldn't be the person that I am today if I had never joined the Marine Corps. I got into powerlifting, I got into bodybuilding, which again was awesome. And it taught me a lot about self-discipline and self-reliance that I don't think I could have gotten from a lot of other activities. I've played a lot of sports and things like that, and I've always kind of sought out different things to try to prove my manhood. But over time, that desire to prove my manhood at every instance, it became evolved from insecurity. I never actually felt like I was living up to my potential. I always felt inadequate because I, had these voices in my head that were telling me I wasn't good enough. I wasn't good enough to do this. I wasn't good enough to do that. And in a way, bodybuilding became a way for me to mask those insecurities. And so one of the things I've discovered about myself through meditation, and when I say meditation, I'm not talking about me sitting there in the lotus position. I'm talking about an active observation of my own thoughts, giving myself time to try to understand where my thoughts are coming from, where my feelings are coming from, where my emotions are coming from. And after a good amount of time meditating over the last couple of years, I really kind of discovered about myself that bodybuilding really wasn't a goal of mine. It was a tangent, and it was a tangent that I was using to try to mask over a lot of the insecurities that I had from not growing up with a dad or some of my past failures. I didn't get into the colleges I wanted to get into. I always had a kind of a chip on my shoulder because people always thought I was dumb growing up. People always thought I was kind of dumb, kind of stupid, and people always thought I was weak when I was a kid. And so I had this chip on my shoulder, and I would do everything I could to try to prove myself, you know, whether that be trying to sleep with every woman I came across, or whether that be trying to get as big and as muscular and to put on this kind of persona. But like I said, that was a tangent, and that wasn't my real goal. My real goal was never to become a pro bodybuilder. My real goal was never to become as big and as muscular as possible. My goal was to help people to change lives and to help people to live their best lives and become better. And that's what I needed to be pursuing. And so, you know, yes, the lifting lots of weight and the muscularity, it probably inspired a lot of people to watch me. But at the same time, was I able to get my message across? And I wasn't really able to do that because all my videos were of me, you know, squatting, you know, 400 pounds for reps, or trying to show my max deadlift and things like that, which is inspirational, but I think there's only a limited amount that you can get from that. And so what I try to deliver here, and you know, through my company Warrior Soul, is knowledge about how to live your best life. And so my focus really needed to come off of bodybuilding and to get back to fitness, get back to living your best life through fitness. And this is a thing I always tell people about, you know, in setting up your goals. Your goal has to be attached to something higher, right? And the reason why I still train, the reason why I still hit the weights, and the reason why I keep myself in shape and I roll jiu-jitsu and do all these things is because it's attached to that higher goal of being able to teach people about how they can live their best lives through fitness. And if my goal was just to gain, you know, 15, 20 pounds, or to get the best set of abs on the planet, or to have a massive squat, you know, for me, and I'm not talking about you, I'm not saying that shouldn't be your goals, but for me, it wasn't a big enough goal for me to be able to do that for the rest of my life. Your goals have to really be attached to your why as a person, right? And my why, I wake up every day thinking about helping veterans and helping people to live their best lives. And the squatting 500 pounds and you know, having a awesome max bench press and, you know, being massive really didn't play into that, because a lot of the things I was doing in order to be that big were unhealthy, and I couldn't honestly sit here and come on and talk to you about health and living your best life if all I was doing was you know, not being healthy myself, and you know, really just trying to get that big and that muscular to mask over my latent insecurities as an individual. And so my advice to all of you, I guess, that you get from this channel is always ask yourself why. Really get to know yourself first. Before you, because so many of you are out there, you're beating yourself up, like saying, oh my God, I'm not getting muscular enough. I'm not getting strong enough. My abs look like shit. You know, attach yourself to higher goals than that. Attach yourself to a real purpose in this life as to what you want to pursue. How are you going to help other people? Right? I think that's the highest pursuit that somebody could have. How are you going to help other people? How are you either going to help to inspire them, or how are you going to help to deliver knowledge that'll help to make their lives better? Maybe that comes from, you know, you having a max, you know, an awesome powerlifting total, or an amazing body in some way. But that's up to you to discover and for you to figure out, and you need to attach it to something higher. For me, it wasn't there. And, you know, I highly recommend meditation. I know it sounds at times like a bunch of spiritual bullshit, but it's probably one of the most helpful things that I've ever done in my life. And it's helped me to realize all the stupid things I worry about, and how they don't matter to my big grand scheme of things. It's helped me to realize how many tangents I've gone on in my life and how that's held me up. And it's helped me to stay focused on what I truly want in the bigger picture of my life. And it's helped me to understand that fitness needs to be a part of my life for the rest of my life, in ways that I can do it for the rest of my life, and still be a good example of not only fitness but health, and and it's allowed me to be more comfortable with, pursuing these other routes that I've been able to pursue, which have had a really awesome positive impact on my life. Another way to do this is psychedelics, and I need to probably talk to you about that in another video, but we've done some awesome podcasts on psychedelic journeys. There's a great one that I'll link below with Dr. Martin Polanco and Dr. Dan Engel. Really awesome interviews that my co-host Andrew did with them. Andrew's a Green Beret who's dealt with a lot of issues with PTS, and I think that could be a really great episode for those of you who are searching things out. I'm not saying to go out there and use psychedelics. Definitely don't do that without the guidance of a professional or a shaman or somebody like that. But now I'm venturing off into the weeds. See what happens when I talk too goddamn much. Hope you guys are good. Hope you guys are walking your path, and hope you guys are getting out there and living your best lives. Talk to you soon.